Hi, this is Jay from I Wonder UK. Thank you for joining me on my South Downs Way there and back journey. This is day 13 or day 5 of Westward Bound. It's quite late in the morning. I've been up for about 15-20 minutes and it's just gone 7 o'clock. Excuse me. I'm a little westward of Amberley. Literally just before the bridge. I found a lovely little level spot. Fantastic. I really needed it. It's full of long grass and thistles and stuff like that, but I managed to find a little bit and pitched the tent in there last night and had a very peaceful night. Apart from the trains run, I don't know, not too late, but I could hear the trains, but I could live with that. I needed to get down because of the wind last night, but I managed to get some sleep last night. I woke up 5:30 this morning. Like properly woke up, not just tossing and turning, properly woke up. Needed a wee, to be honest with you. But then got back in the bed and just cozy, and I must have needed it because I went back to sleep till about 25 past 6. And then just laid in bed for about another 10-15 minutes. Like I said, I must have needed it. Besides my legs being tired, my back is just stiff all the time now and painful to turn over. I like to think I'm going to make it, but it's just hurting all the time. But yeah, that's my bleep for the day. Oh, excuse me. There's my tent. Not even packed it away yet. It's full of condensation, which I suspected because I'm right next to the river and I'm a really low point. Like I say, today we're just out of Amberley, maybe half a mile, and I'm going to aim for Cocking. Not even as far as Cocking, to be honest. It's a 12-mile journey to Cocking, and I need to stop about a mile. I've spotted about a place about a mile, maybe a mile half short of that, so I've got a short day. I'm going through to Litterton Farm first, the Cadence Cafe, to pick up some breakfast. I'm not even having a cup of tea this morning, so if I'm grumpy, you know why. It's not the water situation, it's the gas, and I'm trying to save it for food on tonight's journey and tomorrow. Tomorrow's journey is going to be a long journey, just has to be, because of lack of places to actually stop and water, etc. So tomorrow's going to be a long day. Hopefully the weather still hold out for me. I know the rain's due in on Wednesday sometime. It's Tuesday today. Can't remember what date. I'll tell you later. So I've got to dry my tent out, have a drink of water, and then get going. But thanks for joining me. Hopefully I got all the information in that last shot, even though I feel better from this side of the eyes. My brain's still a little bit foggy, so I could have easily missed a few details. But just thinking, it's a nice day again. It's cloudy, but I'm in the shade, so I can't dry the tent out. And because I've got very limited gas, I can't do my normal routine. I'm just thinking how simple it is to throw yourself out of a routine. Normally I'll get the water boiling and I'll have my porridge and a cup of tea in the morning, and so I'm having a cup of porridge while the tent's drying, and then have a cup of tea and then start my stuff away and stuff like that while the tent's airing out, if you like, for more than a thing. But because I'm not doing that this morning, I'm not frustrated, but I'm like, I've got everything out of the tent and I'm thinking, I don't know what to do with myself now. It seems almost too quick. But I do need to wait. I'm wiping it, as you can see, with the yellow sponge on the inside, but there's no air down here at all, so the air's not going to help me. I think it's not super bad, it's just that it's slightly moist on the inside. But with this tent, obviously you've got the inner as well, so when I pack it away all together, so that moisture will go on the inner tent. It won't hurt it for a night. I've done it dozens of times before, and as long as you're using it the following night, when you put it up, it's either raining and it's going to get wet, or it dries out as soon as you put it up within a few minutes with wind or sun or just being exposed to the air again. So I'm not that concerned about it. I just don't want to wet anything else out because I know rain's coming. But just thought silly little things like that can just throw you out. Not a bad place to wake up to, in my opinion. Just a quick spin round to show you the location I was last night. The clouds look beautiful today. Apart from the quiet hum of the road, I can't hear anything now. That's where we're going. We're going over the bridge, up the hill. Said before, I use different colour carrier bags for different things. Carrier bags. I did have dry sacks at one time, but they weigh a lot more than you actually think. We're a carrier bag and you can replace the carrier bag. But yeah, not a bad little view. Oh, last little thing I just noticed there. This is for my power bank. I noticed when I've been out on walks before, when I did South West Coast Pass, it was so cold, it really affects the battery. It shortens the battery from a week down to about 4 days maximum. So I just made this out of an old wetsuit, just sewed together the end, and I keep it inside that at night, inside a Ziploc bag. So it's the one thing I try and protect really, really well. As always, leave no trace. And we're back on the path. Just a last little goodbye to Amberley. Last time I see you, I'm afraid. It initially looks a bit cloudy, which could work to my advantage because it's supposed to be sunny again today. Yesterday was hot. I think that took it out of me. And I'll be honest, this is day 13 or day 5 if you're just going on the westward one. But day 13 of me and being out, and I don't think I'm pushing my luck, but I'm definitely pushing me. My back is stiff. I've said before I've got back problems anyway, and I think, I don't know, I'm in two minds. One, the sort of relatively short day would do me good, but two, head wise is sort of frustrating because I want to be getting there. I start working out the numbers and think, well, 4 days, I've got 50 miles left, etc, etc. But yeah, I got some ibuprofen that I forgot to take out the top of my first aid bag. I got first aid kit in the top of my bag is what I meant, and I normally keep it in the bum bag, which I have down here all the time with me, easy access. But I've used a large scoop of Movalat this morning on my back. I use it every morning, but this morning I've put a lot on, and we'll just take it easy and see how the day goes. That's all I can do. But yeah, here we go. Just a short walk out. I've come over the bridge and a little bit further, and I just considered, I looked in my book, to be honest with you, and I'd noticed I'd put on there 5th day breakfast at the Riverside Cafe. That's if I'd stayed before Amberley, the night before, which I originally planned. And when I saw that, I hadn't thought about it up till then, and I saw that and I thought, oh, maybe I should just go back for breakfast. I just checked, it's just gone 8 o'clock, so I don't think it opens till 9 or maybe even 10, so that's what I'm sticking with anyway. That's what I'm telling myself. These cloud conditions changed quickly, didn't they? And look at that behind it, coming up behind me. Last time I checked was yesterday afternoon, I think, when I was checking the wind at the end of the afternoon. And it is due to rain. I don't think I'm going to make the whole journey of 16 days without rain. But I think it was forecast for Wednesday afternoon, I want to say. Today's Tuesday, and that looks, yeah, nice little look back from Amberley, the chalk cliffs type things there. And that's where I was going to stay last night, on the top of there. Seeing the dark cloud there remind me when I was walking the South West Coast Path, I was several weeks in. I don't know, I can't recall how much, but I was at least 3 weeks into it. And I was doing my nightly call to my girlfriend Elle, just to let her know I'm safe. What I normally do at the end of the day is I WhatsApp 3 word and then I send her that, so she knows. That's like a little sign, if I've got nothing else, that I'm there, tents up, I'm safe, secure, finished for the end of the day. But I'd phoned her one evening after I WhatsApp 3 word. I said, look, I need to wrap up the chat quick because the rain's coming in. And she said to me, even though we live in Cornwall, I was, I don't know, 78 miles away from her. She said, no, it's not, it's fine here. No, I was insisting on, I can see it coming, literally. It's weird, without even trying, when you're outside for, I'd say more than a couple of days, you do become attuned to the weather a little bit more. Like I say, I'm no guru, I think we do. Once we're back out into it, we sort of adjust to it. You can feel the difference in slight changes in temperature or wind or the way the things work. Not sure if that's true, but that's what I feel. As we ascend out of Amberley, it's this type of road, and it is an ascent, but it's not really gnarly. It's just first thing in the morning. I'm trying to convince myself it is a good thing to do today, like a shorter journey, but then my head's doing numbers like it always does, and I think after today I've got 3 days and I'll still have 40 miles left. Well, I'm trying to aim to leave it not such a long walk on the last day, so I can take advantage of more time in Winchester. But my body's saying you definitely need to take it easy. My legs are doing the same as yesterday, robot jelly legs. Just can't seem to get them working and can't get any sort of rhythm, and I'm panting a lot as well, and this isn't even a great ascent, which is real science to me. I think yesterday I probably had it, pushed through it, thinking, oh, that's marvellous, and I'm suffering the consequences today, but who's to blame but me? I don't want to keep going on about the weather, but it's acting really, really weird. Ahead of us, the clouds are basically coming straight at me from west to east. And there's like one level of that, but as you tell me, it doesn't look too bad. Oh, I don't know. That doesn't look good, does it? But if we look behind us again, around, it's nice out to sea. But behind, this doesn't seem to be moving. It just seems to be getting bigger and bigger. A while ago over there, it's really dark. That's cleared again now. Yeah, you can see just over the top of the hill there. I've not been going for long, maybe 3/4 of an hour, but I'm going to take a sit down on that bench and try and have a word with myself. I'm going to take my rucksack off and have a proper 5-10 minutes. I've got rid of my excess water, is there such a thing? I've got my 500ml vitamin drink, but that's all I've got on me now until I get through to the Cadence Cafe. I'm going to take my rucksack off, have 5 minutes and have a look in my rucksack, see if I can find my big boy pants, and then get cracking after that, see if the weather sorts itself out. This is a lovely spot to take 5 minutes. Can have a proper sit down. This bench is really comfortable. The back slanted, so it just supports your back lovely. Out at push, and if I was feeling a little bit cheeky, I would perhaps lay myself down in there for the night, because you've got lots of shelter from the trees as long as the wind's not coming from the south. I've just checked the weather. Well, I've tried initially. Has anybody else noticed, even though I've got 5G, 2 to 3 bar 5G, it sort of goes all clunky? I'm better on 4G, I don't know the reason why that is. I've had it a couple of times now, so it's definitely, I'm not sure if it's my phone, but when I've got 5G I can't get a signal. Anyway, it says it's not supposed to be cloudy till a bit later, say 11 o'clock I think, and then clearing for 12 o'clock, and then getting really windy this afternoon, blustering about 20 mile an hour. So that's the weather forecast. Let's hope it's blowing over. It looks like the behind me is clearing now, so wish me luck. A few of the photos this morning have been looking back. When I edit this together, hopefully I'll try and point them out, but that was the last little look back, because in a minute we were dropping a little bit down and past some woods, so we're going to lose that view. That was from the hill in the distance, is where we were last thing yesterday afternoon before we dropped down to Amberley. I apologise if I keep like slurring my words or something. I'm not sure what's wrong with me. Just not feeling it today at all. I feel like I'm like breaking in a set of dentures for a horse. But yeah, we'll push through it and get the other side. Be like yesterday. Come on, yesterday was good. Felt a little bit like this yesterday, but not quite as bad. And push through it, and then I was a walking machine. That's what I need to be, but not a fast walking machine today. Just coming up to these lovely woods. And there's a field there, obviously. But just down here, be nice for a night. Just felt a couple of spots of rain, but hopefully it's going to blow over. Hopefully. I had this on the eastbound journey a couple of days, a few spots, but nothing really bad. And then it went straight over, which is what I'm hoping will happen today. I've been going for about an hour and a half now, and I was literally just thinking, I haven't seen anybody. I saw a man taking a walk first thing this morning before he even left, just down by the river, but somebody just passed me going the other way. First one of the day. After that picture of the barn, the previous, I don't know, is it that way or that way? Whatever. There's an ascent on a chalk flint path. It's not super long, but I've had to stop twice on the way up, and I'm sitting down now trying to get myself together again. Body's just not functioning today. Oh, and the first cyclist I've seen as well. But yeah, I'm just sat under this tree for a little bit because I'm going to be out in the open again in a minute. I'm just checking the weather, but I'm taking a break as well. Don't do this, people. I've got enough to carry. That tree was the last little bit of shelter I had just before I come out into the open again. I went to go and sit down in there, and there must be 25 sheets of toilet paper and a wet wipe. Just bring a nappy sack. Crikey, you carried the toilet paper. Nappy sack doesn't weigh anything. Oh God, it grinds my gears. We come from over there, just at the corner of that woodland there, and walk down this path down to these barns just about here, and then zigzagged up through the woods. We're about out here now, but the views up here are great. Not so clear today, the clouds are a bit thin, so you can't see quite so much, but it's opening up again. As you can probably tell, the wind's got up earlier than expected, and I'm the last 10 minutes or so I keep getting a couple of drops of rain. It's not a shower, but just a couple of drops of rain, but the wind's, yeah, might have to put that silly scarf around my head again later. How farmers grow crops in conditions like this, I don't know. Kudos to you, sir. It's a nice little spot here. Trees going all the way around, just past the car park. But whichever way the wind's coming, you can get yourself, yes, the grass is long, you might have to tread it down a bit, but yeah, get your head down there. The car park just there, which I've just found out, is Glatting Beacon. And I noticed on the way through Eastbound, and there's a couple there now, of camper vans, so I'll have to explore around the area and see what's around there. Like, we'll have a trip out. But nice quiet little location, and obviously it seems to be okay. It's nice and tidy as well. The wind just, the sun just popped out for about 20 seconds then. And immediately I felt, oh, that's nice. And don't get me wrong, I don't need the heat today because my body's creating its own. And that's more than enough. It's surprising how quickly that changed your mood. Thinking on about mood again. Last night, if you watched yesterday's episode 4, I dropped down into Amberley, which I wasn't going to do, for like a reward, and I had a pint of Guinness, and it just occurred to me then, I think I paid £10.70 for a pint of Guinness and a small, and I do mean small, packet of dry roast peanuts. What's happening to the world? It's literally a couple of years ago, I'm not being an old man here, a couple of years ago you could have probably got nearly 3 pints for that. I do have my ideas. A couple of minutes after the car park, there's the beacons over there. We come into this soft, I'm going to describe it as a meadow, which is like walking on carpet compared to the rest of it, what we've had to do. And there's one less thing that my little body needs to worry about, so I'm going to enjoy this for a little while. Walking across this meadow, just looking to the left, I've just caught my first glimpse of the Isle of Wight. I'm going to try and zoom in. I know it's never very successful, but you can see it even on a day like today. This must be the Curious George, the one that always brave enough to come over to you really close. Yeah, I'm having another sit down. What are you going to do about it? No, I'm kidding. This little section will be Jay's Ramble of the Day. I should have a little jingle for that, Jay's Ramble of the Day. Anyway, going back to the Guinness idea, this is my thinking, and this is a scientific proven fact for sure. A couple of years ago, I was looking. I like watching YouTube videos about walking, wild camping, camping in the woods, everything. And one of they had an item for sale, say. And I thought, oh, that sounds nice. I always check with Elle, my partner. And so I said, oh, what do you think about that? To sort of see if I can get that. Yeah, you should get that sort of signal. And I went to look on it, and it had gone up. And I was moaning it to somebody else later on, a couple of days later, and they said, you do realise you've been watching YouTube videos? They could be like a year old or something. And I thought, oh yeah, fair dues. Next time I saw something, a couple of weeks later, again, YouTube video, it's one of those little twig like burners, looks like a metal can basically. I made one years ago with a IKEA cutlery type drainer thing, and I actually do own one, but you can have, you know, you might need a spare one. Anyway, I looked on the video and it was £12, and I said, well, oh, that's £12, I'd like that. And she said, well, get it for yourself. I went online and it was £16. This was like so I went back to the YouTube video, and the YouTube video was literally the day before, and I went, I'm not going to pay £16 for that. And grumpy old git complained about it all afternoon. And then Lynn said to me, look, Jay, okay, it's gone up a little bit, but you really like it, why don't you get it? So that evening I went back on it again, gone up to £24. That is no, and that's what I think's happening nowadays. Oh, sorry. With the advent of computers, instead of having to wait for the end of the week or the end of the month to do a stock check, oh my word, the sun just broke through. Oh, that's lovely. You don't need to do that. You can go literally day by day, hour by hour, or minute by minute on what products you're actually selling. And I think they just keep putting the prices of the product up, in this case Guinness, until it gets the capacity, monitor it, and then if it goes, sales go slightly down, they drop the price just slightly, so they can keep it at the maximum level all the time, which is just not on. Our society's definitely going backwards, isn't it? Another thing I noticed over the last couple of days, how many foreigners walk this route, and I don't mean that derogatively, I promise. A couple 2 days ago from Norway. There was a couple of ladies last night, unfortunately she twisted her ankle, from Germany. And I just met a couple just then and had a little chat with them about walking the path. And they were Dutch, which makes me feel really quite privileged that I get the opportunity to do this in my own country. That's crazy, isn't it? That people come all the way from there to walk this path. And I've never done it up till now. Why didn't I know about this before? Just got to the top of that little ascent and the landscape's changed again. Even on a dull day, it's beautiful. Starting the descent now for my brunch. While I was in the open there, just had a little bit of rain. It was just a couple of drops initially that I was ignoring, then a few more. One of those that builds up, and now you can feel it in the air. It's not raining now, but there wasn't any forecast till tomorrow afternoon. But yeah, it's not soaking wet, but it's enough to get you damp for sure. So I'm going to try and get through to here and have some breakfast, and then I'll sort out my waterproofs, etc. I need to find a carrier bag or something to go over my bum bag, because that's where I keep my my map book and everything essential for everyday use in there, and I don't want that soaking out. Normally I've had it before when I've had just essential items, and I have now, like with my little map book in a Ziploc bag. and I haven't had to use it at all so far, obviously. I need to sort all those things out and just get my admin in place, basically. Just had another little rain shower, but it's coming in from that way, and it looks like I might get a couple more. Getting a little bit of road noise. Is that what I meant to say? Yeah. No, sorry. That's an indication to me that I'm getting close. Yeah. If you're heading eastwardly on this, and you drop into Littleton to get something to eat or fill up with water, be prepared for the climb on the way out of it. Coming down, it's made my knees feel hot. So going up, it's just leaving Cadence Cafe now at Littleton. Had a bacon roll and a latte. Quite expensive, and the roll, to be honest with you, was a little disappointing. A couple of small bits of bacon in it, I think. Been sitting there for a while, but fills a hole. But, I've got an ascent now over the next maybe a mile of at least 100 metres, so I'm going to burn that back off again. While I was in there, those potential rain clouds have actually blown over, and it looks like the sky is starting to clear. Oh, just breaking out there. It's not super bright, but it's coming back through again. The unfortunate thing is I've got just under 6 miles maybe, and I've just loaded up with water. So 2.5 litres of water. I've put another 2.5k on my back. Just had the pleasure of walking up that hill with a lady called Linda, who lives around here, but has done a lot of walking, including the Isle of Wight. And it's great to hear other people's stories, but also it distracts you from your woes, if you like. So I knew I had the elevation, but it really didn't matter. I was just talking and admiring the view, walking up through the sunflowers. It's a good day. After the sunflowers and clearing a little bit of woodland, yeah, what a view. I know I keep saying it, but you can see in the distance, maybe I can't, I tried to zoom in, that's the North Downs. That might have to go on the list as well after my experience on this. That's where we're going next. But just looking at these views, I'm going to walk back to that bench that I went a couple of minutes ago and just sit down and take this in for a bit. From the bench here, I'm just looking out and admiring the view, and centre of screen now is Guildford and Surrey Hills. Just took a little time to actually find out the long further distance away rather than just going for a path, a track. Listen to that. Absolutely nothing. What a difference an hour makes. The sun's come out and it's a beautiful day again. Absolutely gorgeous for walking. It's cool enough when you hit the shade, and it's not open blue skies, as you can tell. So it's not blazing through. Whichever way you're doing this route, east or west, I just remembered I came through here on the 4th day, and I found the 4th day travelling eastward, I had a fantastic day. And I've just remembered why. This is part of it. If you're walking east, take a little sit down and take in the view for 10-15 minutes at least before your descent going down. If you're travelling west after your ascent, take a little rest and do the same, but definitely leave some time for here. It's breathtaking, absolutely breathtaking. Path here from Littleton Farm, these meadows that I wouldn't walk through because the wildflowers and stuff, but they've got these like flat bits of grass at the end of them, which yeah, we're in the middle of nowhere. Wild camping opportunities galore. If you're travelling eastward, I know how tempting it could be, but there's a couple of logs here you could sit and have your lunch on, whatever. Go just that little bit further to that bench at the top there. Well worth it for the views. A little further on, after we've walked past, I think probably 3 of these meadows on the left hand side there. Oh my word, you couldn't hope for a better level pitch amongst that somewhere. Even if the wind was coming from the south, but then you're sheltered from trees all around. What a beautiful spot to wild camp. After strolling through those lovely meadows, get into a bit of woodland, which is quite fortunate for me. The sun's actually coming out now. It's not super hot, but it's hot enough to get me overheated. I don't wish to exaggerate that little bit with the meadows, but the views to start off with and walking down those meadows is just a pure pleasure. I'd love to be able to walk out there every day. It's that good. Seriously, it's so quiet, you can't hear a piece of civilization, no road or anything, just tranquility itself. After walking those meadows, as we drop down the hill, we come to like this, I'm going to call this enclosed. It's got woodland on both sides. One side's fenced, the other side isn't. But don't be disheartened, whichever way you're doing. It's just part of this whole journey. It's not open views where you can see for 15, 20 miles. Just enjoy being in the woodland. Totally different type of quiet. The lambs, piglets, cows, calves, horses, all lovely to be out. It's just typical of the countryside, but I'm trying to walk like grasshopper, so I can hear the sound of the birds. My hearing's not great, but I can just catch something every now and again. I'd love to camp up in these woods. I like those sounds at night, with the occasional owl. Don't like hearing pheasants, but yeah, they were scared the bejeebers out of me. Just the sound of birds just twittering and flitting around through the trees is lovely. I hope you can hear that. After Graffham Downs, you go through a gate, the first one you've been through for a while. You come out onto this, I'm not sure how to describe it. It's not a meadow, but there's obviously not been cattle or sheep on here for a long time. Will be, and it's not SSSI, because I would never walk on one of those either, but I'm sure there's somewhere here, down on the edge of the trees either side. You could tuck yourself very discreetly away. But just be careful how you walk through the long grass, only tread lightly. I'm not sure if you might be able to hear that. I was just going to say, a little light breeze has just kicked up, so it's balancing the sun and the wind again. So you're not running in your own sweat, to be honest. Just took a walk over to the trig point to the right of the path here. I think there was a signpost on the previous gates, Unicorn Pub or something like that. Well, what a day. It's had a bit of everything, ups, downs, opens, through the woods. Fantastic day. The second half of it was absolutely magical. Heading this way, westward, magical. For Littleton Farm through here is just brilliant. Look forward to this, because this is the great section. Well, here I am at the end of my day. A very short day. It's not even 3 o'clock yet. To be honest with you, I struggled with it last night. I was thinking, I looked at it on the map, and I'm not concerned, but I'm trying to keep on to schedule with the mileage, etc. And I looked on the map last night and I think, well, I'm half a mile west of Amberley, where I was going to be a mile to 1.5 miles east of Amberley yesterday. And tomorrow, for water reasons and food, I want to drop into the Cadence Cafe tomorrow morning. So from Amberley, I'm shy of Cocking, just shy of Cocking. So Amberley to Cocking is 12 miles, but for reasons of water and food, I couldn't push it that far because I know tomorrow is going to be a long day. And so I need to get sustenance first thing in the morning, food, water, then I need to be able to get water later on during the day, and then for the evening obviously. So this is what I decided, but I struggled with it because I didn't want to do a short day. I felt like I was cheating myself. But as soon as I started to walk this morning, the trip up from Amberley, it's not even that steep. I could feel it, my body's tired. I had last night was quite late. It was about 7 o'clock, I think, 6:30, 7 o'clock before I even thought about putting the tent up. The night before it was 20 to 8. And bearing in mind I'm leaving about 8 in the morning, I'm up at 6, so it's a long day to have a rucksack on. Bloating. Anyway, so today we had a short day, but I'm glad. My body needs a rest. I've got 3 more days after this, and then after I had a bacon sandwich at Litterton Farm, I started thinking to myself, and I looked at the map while I was there having my sandwich and coffee, and I looked at my book. And the point where I got to at the end of the 3rd day heading east was just a little bit east of Litterton. So if you look at it that way around, I've walked another 4.5 miles. So I've got 3 days left and I've got 4.5 miles less. That's the way I'm thinking about it. But bearing in mind, I had fresh legs when I started from Winchester heading east. Now I've been all the way through there, turned round, and I'm day 13 today, lucky number. I'm trying to be realistic myself and know I'm tired and won't be able to do so many miles. Sometimes I can push the pedal a bit and motor on, but I know after 13 days, yeah, I need to start taking it steady. And with my knee, sorry I mentioned it again, I'm really taking it easy on the downhills particularly. So I want to give myself that bit more time, but I'm quite confident now. I've got 3 more days of walking. I'm not sure of the mileage. I do see a sign back there. I meant to take a photo of it because I only glanced at it. It was one of those finger posts that tell you how far to the next section, if you like, and also how far to the total, like all the way to like Westminster in this case. Not Westminster, you idiot, Winchester. But because I only glanced at it, it slipped straight out of my mind and I haven't taken a photograph of it. So I don't know accurately. I'm going to try to, and I emphasise try to, not worry about it too much. You know, I'll either do it or I won't do it. I will do it. I will do it. Without injury, hopefully. But I'm hoping to do Winchester a light day on the last day so I can arrive there early and get the most out of Winchester for the afternoon before I go to my I've got a Travelodge booked in Winchester and catch the train back on the Saturday. So we'll see, because my last night I've still scheduled is still 11. It's just the other side of Exton. Now I didn't scout out any other possibilities, and I don't know even know if I'll be able to push after tomorrow and the next day, because tomorrow is a long day. So we'll see. But anyway, that's my rambling overdone with. Once again, thanks for joining me on my day 5 or 13 of my South Down Way. West to east, east to west, here and back. If you can subscribe, that'd be really appreciated. But for now, this is Jay from I Wander UK. Thanks for joining me. I'm out of here.